So recently, I was looking through my stuff in my room and I came across a lot of my Pokemon games that I used to play when I was a child. And to be honest, those were probably the best days of my childhood. Now, I did go outside and play like everybody else, but I also played Pokemon on my spare time. And my spare time was actually like 24/7. I do both, and I really had a great childhood. And it brought me the idea of making this type of video. I really like Pokemon, and a lot of other people do. Even though I don't play the series, it was really fun as a child, and I still like what they do and what they're going to do in the future. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, VTech here, and I hope you guys are all doing very well. Today, I'm going to be discussing about the top 5 upcoming Pokemon game predictions for 2015, and these are just my opinions, and these are all rumors, so just take this with a grain of salt. So, without further delay, I've kept you guys long enough. Let's dive right in. Number 5. Number 5 comes in with a new generation. Generation 7 to be exact. And I think this is the least likely to happen because Generation 6, as I looked up, just came out in 2013. That's not long, and I do remember each generation would come out from about 3 to 4 years, and it's only been 2 years, so I'm not thinking of Generation 7 to be coming out maybe within the next year or two. So I'd probably check back in 2016 and 2017 for a new generation, but that's just my opinion. Who knows what Game Freak will do? I guess lately they've been changing their little equations up a bit and kind of released some new games that I haven't really seen before. But I'm not thinking Generation 7 will be coming out in 2015. Number 4. This one goes to the Diamond and Pearl remakes, which comes from Generation 4. If you take a look at it, the first generation remakes came out in 2004, following the second gen remakes, which came out in 2010, and the third gen remakes, which came out November 21st, 2014. And I just noticed a pattern. Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they were both released to the public. I mean, they were unveiled on May 7th. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were revealed on May 7th, 2009, while Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were revealed on May 7th, 2014. And I'm just taking a guess here. I'm thinking Diamond or Pearl will come out in the next couple of years on May 7th. It's just a trend and a pattern, so I'm thinking that will happen, but who knows? I really don't know. And I mean, we just got a new remake, so we probably won't see another remake unless Game Freak changes things up a bit. Because you saw in the 5th gen, they released a sequel to Black and White, and that was uncalled for, as many people did expect Pokemon Gray, and then a remake following Pokemon Gray, and none of that happened. So who knows? Game Freak might change things up a bit, but we'll just have to wait and see until around March to May, because most of the games were unveiled during the first 6 months of the year. So I'm taking a guess, and they're going to be revealed from March to May in 2015. Number 3. This one is going to Fire Red and Leaf Green 3DS remakes. If you noticed, you can play every single other generation besides Gen 1 on the Nintendo 3DS, even if it's not actual 3DS game. But Fire Red and Leaf Green, Generation 1, they're only on Game Boy and regular Nintendo DS. You can't play them on the 3DS. So it would be pretty dope to see Fire Red and Leaf Green remake on the 3DS. And I noticed that Game Freak has been giving them a lot of care for the first generation, and the 20th anniversary is coming up in February 2016. So I would love to see a Fire Red and Leaf Green remake, and I don't play the games anymore, but I still like it. I mean, I played it during my childhood, and can't really give up things when you play during your childhood. It was really great. I had lots of great times, and Fire Red was probably my most played game. I probably had the most hours on Fire Red, and I'd just like to see a remake, and it's more probable than Diamond and Pearl and Generation 7, but we'll just have to wait and see and look forward to what Game Freak is going to do in 2015. Number 2. This one goes to X2 and Y2. Mostly because they changed things up with Generation 5, because most people expected to see a gray version, and they directly released sequels to Black and White 2, and no one was expecting that. It was literally uncalled for, and they didn't release a remake in Generation 5. And since they did in Generation 6, we're expecting to see the third game to the 6th generation installment or sequels. And rumors have been going around that X and Y2 are a possibility. Game Freak is going to change things up a bit. I guess they want to surprise us people and have everything uncalled for, so we don't know what they're doing. And sequels are a good idea. I liked Black 2 and White 2, and I'd like to see what they can do in their upcoming game, and X2 and Y2 would be a great choice. And to be honest, I think all of these games in my list would be a great choice, but this one seems more probable than Leaf Green, Diamond and Pearl, and Generation 7. But you're just going to have to wait for my first opinion, and that one seems the most probable out of this whole list. Number 1. Number 1 goes to Pokemon Z. Yes, this one seems the most reasonable. Just think about it. X, Y, what comes after X and Y? Z. And there's a legendary that they didn't use in X and Y, or it didn't have much of a role that they should use in Z. Take a look at it. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. They didn't have Ruby and Sapphire 2. Diamond and Pearl. Then came Platinum. No sequels. No Diamond and Pearl 2. And they seem to change things up a bit in Generation 5, and just that totally threw us off. But now we're thinking that they're going to come out with Z, because we were expecting that in 2014, but they instead released a sequel to us first, and I'm not to complain. It was a good surprise to me, so I'm just not gonna complain about that and think about Z for this year. But we're gonna have to wait until they actually officially release any news, and I'm thinking March to May or March to June, so it'll be unveiled sometime during that zone. And if you guys want to know, I'll keep you guys updated on the information, so stay tuned and subscribe for more information. Be sure to comment down below on what you guys think the upcoming game for 2015 will be. Give us a thumbs up, as that does help our channel a lot. Be sure to subscribe somewhere below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, this is VTech.